Hey, what's cracking, everybody? This is Ed from Ed Travels, coming to you today from beautiful Pattaya, Thailand. I apologize for not being in the studio, but I'm traveling, so I'm trying to do the best I can. But I had to react to a video that I saw on my man Zoom to Thailand's channel. Shout out to Richie Mack, Zoom to Thailand. Just happened to be here in Pattaya with him. We just left the golf course not too long ago. Another great day on the links with him and the rest of my partners. I truly love and appreciate everything that he's done for me since I've been here. I saw this video of this lovely sister yesterday, and I just had to reply. If anybody knows anything about my channel, I'm not about bashing people. I'm not about going back and forth. I'm not about beefs. I'm not about going into that. But as a man that's been in a long-term relationship in Southeast Asia, I felt like I needed to speak on this. Richie and I talked about the background of this, and I want to preface it by saying, I'm not here to bash this woman. I'm not here to be disrespectful to her or her husband. I'm here to simply talk about what was talked about in the video. This is nothing personal, so I hope you don't take it that way. That's not how I mean it. I'm just sharing my experience as being a black man who left the West, that's in a relationship with a woman in Southeast Asia. Number one, the video starts out with this beautiful woman saying how much black women love black men, or they wouldn't be single. But and I don't understand that. I'm a bit confused. For decades, we've heard, I don't need you, I don't want you, you're no good. So, you know, I'm kind of lost with this thing about black women are single because they love black men so much. In other words, what about the divestors who sit back and blame everything on black men? Who don't realize that the average black man don't care where you go. We're not hurt if you decide to go see Brad. Me personally, I could care less. Find happiness where you find happiness. But the idea that black women are single because they love black men so much, when you got content creators on YouTube who promoted the deletion of black male babies and had over 100,000 subscribers with 65 million views. Sorry, but you can miss me with that. That black women are single because they love black men so much. I just don't see that. And I just got to keep it 100. I just flat out don't believe it. You know, and then Zoom asked her about, you know, what about cooking and cleaning? And she turned around and said, well, you know, we can talk about that, as if it's negotiable. And I've seen that in a lot of, especially TikTok and YouTube videos, about traditional gender roles. And I won't talk about anybody else. I'll just talk about me. In my house, I live in Cambodia. I live next door. I have a Khmer woman, Khmer wife, fiance, whatever. I don't cook in my house. I don't clean in my house. I mean, I keep the house clean. If I see something dirty, I clean it up. But cleaning the house is not my job. I don't wash clothes. I don't wash pots and pans. I don't do the shopping. I just don't. I make sure that the bills are paid. I make sure the motorbikes work. I make sure that everything is taken care of. Everybody's provided for. If somebody's sick, needs to go to the doctor, I make sure all of that is done. That is my role. My woman does her role. The young ladies in my house do their role. The young men have their responsibilities and they do their role. As long as everybody stays in their lane and does their job, no one gets a ticket for failure to maintain lane. And there is order and peace and harmony in the house. See, a lot of Western women think that these traditional gender roles are negotiable. Just like their femininity is negotiable or their submission is negotiable. Well, I'll be feminine for the right man. I'll cook and clean for the right man. I'll be submissive for the right man. And that's why brothers are catching flights, not feelings. It's not. Either you're gonna get in your lane and stay in your lane, which doesn't mean that you don't have power, that you don't have a voice, that you're a slave or something. It merely means that everybody has responsibilities that they take care of. See, feminism lied to you. The white woman wanted equality in the workplace and education and other things, but she never said she didn't need her man. So that was one of the first things that struck me, that she said that that's negotiable. We can talk about it. Secondly, at the 8-11 point, she said, find someone who gives you peace so you can find peace in, or they can get the hell on. And I agree with her 100%. That's why I don't mess with women in the West. Because when I moved to Southeast Asia, I found peace. I found someone that I don't have to argue with, someone who doesn't feel the need to be right, someone who learns how to shut up. All of this is not necessary. When she speaks, and she speaks her heart, and she shares to me what her cares, concerns are, it's powerful. Because she's not always running her mouth. I hear you. Period. You know, even through the whole video, she exemplified why men are leaving. She exemplified it. That attitude exemplified it. And you know, when Richie and I were playing golf today, he sat back and said, man, she's a beautiful woman. And I was really just curious to ask her, how is it a beautiful woman like you is in Thailand? I'm not sure whether he knew she was married or not, or were the guys here checking for you? Were people trying to get at you? He was just curious, like I would be. I mean, last night or the night before, I went out with some of my homies here in Pattaya. We went to a club and they were sisters in there, and I was curious about the same thing. You know, here's a club full of Thai women and all these women from all over the place, and here's some sisters. Is anybody checking for them? Because now it seems to me as though there was this whole passport bros are dusty. Passport bros are crusty. We don't want them. We don't need them. They're broke. They don't have this. Y'all go ahead and go on. Beat it. We don't want y'all this and that. But now I'm starting to look around in these YouTube streets And I'm seeing sisters in Colombia. I'm seeing sisters in Thailand. I'm seeing them following passport bros. Brazil, just to argue, just to pull recon, just to see what we doing. But we're the men that you didn't want. We're the men that were dusty, crusty, that nobody wanted. We were coming over here to prey on these poor women. The same women that Western women, especially black women, pick fights with. I had a Dutch guy that's married to a Filipina who said, man, have you heard about the Passport Bros movement? I said, yeah, I heard a little something about it. He said, man, let me ask you a question. Why do these women in the U.S., why did they attack my wife? I'm married to a Filipino wife. They called her ignorant and stupid and she couldn't speak English. Not only does she speak Tagalog, Visayan, English, and Dutch, but it all goes back to the same playbook. When you don't have a valid argument, they result to insults, to being nasty, to being mean. And for all you sisters that are listening to me, it doesn't work for you. It's not working for you if you don't get it yet. That mean, nasty, aggressive, masculine attitude does not work. If you have been to Southeast Asia, Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, the Philippines, you will quickly notice that the women make these countries work. These countries would fold over if it weren't for the hard work and dedication of Thai, Cambodian, Vietnamese, Laotian, Filipino women. The women make this economy work. These are strong, proud women. Without all the mouth, without all the attitude, without needing to be right all the time. More and more men are getting their passports to find peace, love, and respect. I didn't see a lot of respect from her last night. I saw somebody that needed to be right. She seems to be a nice woman to me. I'm just reacting to the facts, like Zoom said. If black women loved us so much, why are we leaving?
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
More and more men feel that way. It doesn't matter to me. I don't have a blanket general issue with black women or modern women. All I know is that submission does not mean surrender. Submission means submitting yourself to a man that's worthy of being submitted to. And what women don't realize, what some of these modern women don't realize, you know what makes these Asian women so sexy? They bask in their femininity. They're beautifully feminine. They're not trying to be like men. Again, this is not a personal attack. I'm just reacting to what I saw. And it's still blowing my mind to try to figure out if we were so bad, if we were so dusty, if we were so crusty, then why are sisters catching flights to follow us? To see what we doing. I know what we're not doing. We're not staying in the matrix and dealing with that foolishness. To all my brothers out there, go where you find peace, love, respect, and where you feel welcome. Get your passport, travel, go see what your options are, and make your decision from there. If you find love in the West, I'm all good for you. Life is too short to be playing these games and arguing with people. Again, big shout out to Zoom to Thailand. I've had a wonderful time since I've been here in Pattaya. To all my other brothers I met on the golf course and in other places here, this is a wonderful place to visit. I'll be back soon. Again, this is Ed with Ed Travels. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Peace.